Hi everybody, and welcome back to this series where I turn my favorite media franchises or current interests into Fakemon. Today it is Cobra Kai, the spin-off series to the original Karate Kid movies. Besides one episode, the whole show has an age rating of 12, so it's pretty family friendly if I remember correct. The first Fakemon is inspired by the titular karate dojo Cobra Kai, which always strikes first. The protagonists of the new series are Johnny Lawrence and Danny LaRusso. Johnny Lawrence is a former member of Cobra Kai and the antagonist of the first movie. He and Daniel LaRusso fought in the finale of the All Valley tournament and Daniel won. The All Valley tournament is basically like this huge karate tournament, and the people there act like it's the world championship or something like that, which I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. After winning the tournament, Daniel LaRusso's life is like perfect. He managed to get a successful career after the win as a car dealer, while Johnny's life is a mess. He loses his job at the beginning of the show, his relationship with his son is a catastrophe, and his car gets hit by another car. He also has a drinking problem, so it's not really ideal. Johnny wants to change his life and opens a karate dojo, with the first student being Miguel. And that's basically the starting off point for this amazing martial arts story. By the way, if you have any martial arts series or movie recommendations, please let me know. Something like either Cobra Kai or like Into the Badlands maybe. At first, a spin-off series to the highly popular Karate Kid movies may seem like a quick cash grab, but honestly the show is great and full of heart. So far there are 5 complete seasons out on Netflix, and the release of the 6th one starts today. It is split in 3 parts and premieres at 3 different times. And this series doesn't take itself too serious, which leads to a great atmosphere and humor throughout the show. There are a lot of characters and different stories to be told. The main story is the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny, and most of the time it feels like all problems would be solved if they just had a genuine talk and try to understand each other. But then the series would have ended after just 1 season, and we don't want that obviously. I can't summarize the whole 5 seasons or talk about everything I like in this video, so after this Fakemon I will just talk about a few things I enjoyed about the series. But before that, here's the first stage, Serpent Strike, a hot-headed fighting type. It is mainly based on the logo and the gi of the Cobra Kai dojo. I incorporated white to reference the original gi from the Karate Kid movies. The black belt around the neck is a reference to the belt on a gi, and the wavy parts are supposed to look like stretched out arms, like it's doing this challenging "hey, come at me bro" pose sort of thing. I think besides the very well choreographed fight scenes, the most interesting parts are the characters. There are a lot of them, and it's always an up and down with them. One season the character is basically the hero, then it went downhill and they get their quote-unquote evil arc, but then character development happens and character growth, enemies turn to friends or the other way around, and everything is just like wild. And to be honest, if you don't look through the haha funny Karate Kid show lens, it often gets pretty dark and a bit messed up. Like literally every season finale something crazy happens, and every time you are like, they can't beat that the next season. And then they do it. One time the Cobra Kai kids, who are all underage by the way, raided the house of Johnny Lawrence, and a massive fight inside the house broke out. And yes, it looked cool, it was really dope. The choreography and everything was amazing, but like imagine that in real life. Like that's super messed up. And the characters are lucky that in this universe apparently the police doesn't own guns. In general, I think the only reasonable person in this show is Amanda LaRusso, the wife of Daniel. She's like the only adult that actually behaves like an adult. The main antagonist of the show is probably Kreese, who was also in the original series. He tries to reclaim Cobra Kai and bring back its old glory days. He seemed kinda one-dimensional evil at first, but you get to know his backstory. I don't know if that was mentioned in the original films, I only watched the first one. Yeah. And like, that backstory doesn't excuse his behavior, but it explains a lot. Also, one of my favorite scenes is when he gets stabbed while being in prison, and then it turns out it was all a plan to let him escape, and the blood whistle was actually just red jello. Like me and my friend, we were like, losing our minds over that. That wouldn't have worked, but it was such a genius thing to do in a series. Oh, yeah, the show doesn't take itself too serious. I mentioned that, right? The second main villain is Terry Silver. He also appeared in the original films, and I think the funniest thing is that he and his team give off this cliche anime villain vibe. And when I started the series with a friend, I made jokes how he probably wants world domination. And then he revealed his big plan, and it was actually world domination, and I laughed so hard. That was so absurd and over the top and epic. I loved it so much. Please give us more of this in season 6, I beg you. Anyways, here it is, Bonsai. It also is a pure fighting type. The name is a fusion of bonsai and sensei, cause the logo of Myagi Do is a bonsai, and Daniel LaRusso likes bonsais. It has a more defensive stance than Serpent Strike, but is equally determined to fight. Both of them share a rivalry. I don't know, designing Fakemon that are rivals is just a lot of fun, so here you have another rivalry duo. I can't wait to watch what season 6 has in store for us. For me, it's one of the few series that doesn't get worse the longer it goes, and even though I'm kinda sad that the series is gonna end after season 6, I think it's probably for the better. It seems like all the people involved in the series are having a lot of fun and enjoy creating the show, and it's better to end on a high note than drag the series around for money reasons until everybody slowly but surely leaves, like that was the case with other series. I'm not gonna name them, but you know what I mean. So please let me know what you have on your mind. Please leave a like, subscribe to not miss any new videos, and see you in the comments.